Welcome back to the great GOTY hunt. I am Leo Vader. I am unshowered. Jeff Marchiafava is with me.
Hello.
Surreal Vasquez.
Hello. Howdy.
Howdy, very good. Very Wild West. We're looking at Red Dead Online's new update that just came out on Tuesday the 28th. Posting a new role, a naturalism role. We're on our way to Strawberry to go check out this new role, which apparently can be played multiple ways. Like kind of a good karma, bad karma route is my understanding, which no roles have done before. But it's all animal-based. We're going to be learning how to craft new tonics. We're going to be learning how to craft sedative bullets to shoot animals and make them fall asleep.
That doesn't sound like a thing.
My understanding is you can either kill animals and make coats out of them, or you can shoot them with sedative bullets and take blood samples to study them and further the advancement of science.
They were doing that during the Wild West, huh?
Someone was.
Yeah. I mean, there were incidents all the time in the Wild West of someone shooting something and someone else telling them, "Oh, it's just sleeping, honey." Don't worry about it.
Probably true, yeah.
How do you do?
McMillan! Get down here! This has got to stop!
Madam, please!
No!
I'll be right with you.
I know you're up there!
Oh, marvelous. There she is. Just what I need. The crazy wood nymph. Can't a man take a bath in peace?
This is the
hell
intro
is that?
cutscene to the
It's
new role.
a panther.
You savage!
And a nice clean one now, too. This is going above the mayor's bed. Okay, Mrs. Hobbs will be by to handle the taxidermy.
Oh, travel safe, my friend.
Wait, who are you?
We're playing on
Where's Cecil?
PC with the
Right.
settings on
I'm
very
a friend of
low,
his.
and I'm
He's
sorry
had
for
to
how it
take a few
looks.
days off. For stress.
Is there any animal that
That
you
guy's
have
mustache
not
is
sold?
still
Oh, you flat.
my favorite
Sorry,
detail.
I really would
Well, I have that on
The
Ultra.
answer's no.
Okay.
But I'm
It just says
retired,
guy's mustache on there?
I've been for
Yeah.
some time.
Yes, and how many have you out there killing for you now?
Not nearly enough, I'm afraid. Business is booming. What about you there? You a hunter?
Donnie Danico
Gus
says Halo
McMillan,
Infinite
master
setting, damn.
craftsman of fine
Harsh.
accessories. Here's my
That's,
card.
yeah,
That is harsh.
A big
across
top
non-Microsoft
animal
games, it just says that now instead of very low.
Listen to him. Unbelievable. How do you sleep at
Still
night?
has a trademark, which means I guess Microsoft must have approved it.
Seriously,
You just have to
come
get their
see
branding out
You're a
somehow.
murderer.
Yeah.
And one day, you'll be seen as such.
Whoa, whoa. Would you mind taking us outside? I don't want to.
Shut up,
Probably backwards
Glenn.
says this is the resolution they had in the Old West, so it makes sense. Though.
True.
Let's talk.
Imagine you're watching this on an old-timey projector in a tent with 15
Joe
other
should have been
people.
court-martialed at birth.
Anybody out there watching this on an old-timey projector?
The only thing he had on his mind was hunger, sweetheart. But I
I wonder if that's at all possible. If you can get like through a series of converters or anything, if there's a way you can just like, here's like 40 machines that I've hooked together and it goes from like a classic projector to HDMI. And so now I can stream, you know, whatever I want onto a film basically without using like an electric projector. Obviously.
Sure.
Hell is that crazy shrimp? They should throw you in an asylum.
Oh, that's it. I quit. You can tell the mayor I've gone home.
Well, there we got a subscription
Sorry
from
about that.
Tetracycloid.
Harriet Davenport.
Thank you so much.
I've been in
Thank
the
you.
field now for 3 years, studying the
They
hidden
subscribed for 3
interconnections
months.
between animals of all species.
That's a fiscal quarter.
I've seen everything.
That's
Haven't you?
good.
Joy,
Eddie does stuff.
disgust,
Another
We
big
can-
sub coming in.
envy.
We can mention that sub during our earnings call.
Like we are different. I'm on the brink of discovering the pathway.
So the big guy was the bad one you're gonna
Life.
sell
I
animals
just
to,
more
and this is the
research
good one that
material.
you're
I
gonna.
have in here detailed
blood
notes
to.
on pretty much every animal
Let's get everyone
from
caught up.
Armadillo to Annisburg, including
Thanks to Lee's
the
this for the big
locations
sub.
of some truly
I mean, Leafeon says they're watching it on their
I would be
N-Gage,
willing to
so
sell this to you if
that's basically the same.
commit to
Yeah.
bring me anatomical samples from live species and promise not to carry out any more animal side in pursuit of Gus McMillan's greed. I'll pay you.
I bet this
I'll
would
pay
be
you,
better
of
with
course.
actual voices.
Promise I'm good for the money.
Well, imagine there
And
are,
sound.
Jeff, because you're the only person.
learn
You and
from
Surreal are the
nature
only
and
people
not
in the
destroy
world
it.
watching this without voices
Come
right
on,
now.
I see something in you.
I'm gonna purchase it.
Excellent.
Don't you do it.
Been brought together for
25 gold, I think, is the most
I
expensive
strongly
role, which is a
feel
great
that
way to come back after
I've been
8 months of zero
experimenting with
content.
tonics that can provide access to remarkable new pathways of communication with other species. You have to live.
I was literally thinking, like, oh, I wonder if they'll give the role for free because it's been so long without anything.
Love.
Nope, more expensive instead.
So can this one character you've made be every role at some point?
Yes. Yeah, they don't lock you out of anything. I'm curious, though, because, like I said, this is the first one where you can choose to sell the animals and it'll, like, make her mad. You know, there's a choice like that, so I wonder if that will lock you out of any content.
Join me on a voyage of discovery.
Damn. I'm good at punching.
Now she put a drug in your face, and now you're going...
Yes. You ever played a video game before, dude?
Yeah. That's, you know, that's true.
That's 101. So they
That's
added... Here's what's exciting. I guess I don't know where it is, because we're doing all this fresh. I've read about this, but I haven't played it yet. They added kind of the animal compendium from single player, as well as legendary animals from single player, which those are things people have wanted for a long time. Let's go over a few of the more things you can unlock through this path, because I think some of them are pretty interesting. This wilderness camp, a temporary camp, you can drop wherever, like single player. You know, online has camps, but they're massive and they can only be in a few places, and it'll spawn, you know, within a mile of you. But being able to put one down right where you are in the forest with your boys, that's really exciting for me.
Yeah.
And so are these things that get added to your overall toolkit, or do you have to change roles in order to access this stuff again?
Once you level up the roles individually, like by taking on certain missions, or certain roles you can level up while doing anything. But then once you unlock what you're trying to unlock, you can use it at any time. You never have to go turn it on or whatever.
So you could ostensibly just be doing this role just to get that bonfire and then be done after you get it and be like, oh, I'd rather play another role, so now but I still get to use the bonfires.
Definitely.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sutton says, Suriel, I hope you're having a great day, and I am.
Oh, nice,
Thank
man.
you.
Let's see.
Made your horse Pringle, which I like.
You like that?
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Because once you have that horse, you can't stop.
One hop. I did a horse hop perfectly in time. And everyone applauded.
Okay, so yes, I'm laughing at that now.
Yes. Yes.
Turn 'em.
For the archive purposes, Jeff and Suriel are suffering for you, just so you know, fair viewer.
Yeah.
While we're trotting, again, I don't know how you get to that animal compendium. It's probably in my satchel. Yeah, this is straight out of single player. Wow.
Like a good natural in-game map.
We do. Far Cry 2 said it best. Sample kit, this is what I'm talking about with like getting blood.
Mm-hmm.
And animal field guide. Wow. So you're getting stamps based on studying all these different animals? Like studying animals has never been a thing in online. But now it is with the naturalism role, and you can level up to like study without... I forget what it is. You get like binoculars that study them automatically or something? Something cool like that.
You mark them like you would in a Far Cry game.
Right. But what's exciting about it to me is that it's like more layers on top of the open world, right? Like more to do with the hunting. And that's what I like, is the stuff that keeps paying out dividends. No matter what content you're doing, it's always like something you can go a few feet off path and do. Find a legendary animal or whatever. Jeff, so you're notorious for not finishing Red Dead Redemption 2. You're infamous.
Correct.
Known the world over.
What's on your horse's head?
That's just a creepy skull thing I got. In the Outlaw Pass, that's right, there's a new Outlaw Pass in Red Dead Redemption 2. Thanks, Jeff. Outlaw Pass number 3. So this is your standard battle pass. You got the free track and the premium track. Some good upgrades in this bad boy. I got my sweet little dog at camp in the last Outlaw Pass. It's nice because even when you unlock stuff through the rolls, you still have to pay money for them, but most of what you get in the Outlaw Pass is free once you put it in the 40 gold. But it's one of those outlaw passes, one of those battle passes where you earn your currency back, which we appreciate.
There are 100 levels, I'm guessing.
80.
80.
A mere 80. Thanks, Undead Merchant, for the big sub. Jeffem, this Red Dead Redemption 2 fiasco. You still love the game. You would say you love the game. Is that wrong?
Yeah, I do.
And you...
I was a bit of a naturalist in the single-player game already, where I just went around, you know, the wilderness, camping and fishing all day.
That's what I was stumbling my way towards.
Yes.
And I wonder if Red Dead Online is the perfect thing for you, because it's so much more about just spending time in the open world and getting rewarded for that.
I heard there were more clowns in the world, though, and I don't really like clowns. Is that going to be a problem?
I think the clowns have de-clowned, as it were.
Oh.
They were doing it to protest the lack of a new update, and now we got one, baby.
Oh, so there you go.
What they wanted. Protesting works.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll be happy about the 45 gold they have to spend or whatever.
Who wouldn't be? So as I pulled up, she said, "You've been on your best behavior," which I believe means I haven't
killed anything yet.
Yeah, exactly. Merely because I haven't seen them. Okay, so it looks like after I reach Naturalist rank 5, I can start doing these missions where I help protect poached animals. There are new missions where you're, like, protecting legendary animals as they make their way to the destination, protecting them from poachers. Interesting stuff like that. But I'm curious how I'm going to level it up to that point. I'll get me some sedative varmint rifle cartridges.
Note, the impact will kill small
This is new, a
creatures,
tonic
so
that
use
helps
your
you
ammunition
not be detected by animals. So that'll be cool to take while hunting. I love the hunting in this game. Excited to have more to do in that area.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the more natural feeling things in that game. Like the few missions in the campaign that had you looking for animals and just had you searching for tracks and stuff. I thought that was actually pretty cool.
In my possession.
Totally.
It calls out to rare.
Jersey Driver asks, is Red Dead Online easy to jump into solo at this point? Loved single player but never touched online.
I think so. I mostly play solo. Or, you know, a good portion I play solo. I find it very therapeutic spending time in this world. There's some stuff you can that's more fun with people, but no.
What's your favorite hangout spot?
Shazira asks, if you unlock and set the Australian Shepherd as your camp puppy, do you permanently lose access to the Husky from the last Outlaw Pass?
No. You can switch out those dogs for a fee. I believe you can't have more than one, but you can buy a dog and kick your old dog out, I think. So I think the way I'm going to be able to level up Naturalist is by studying and tracking animals.
Let's go study some animals.
Let's go study some animals. Let me get my hunting gear. I like the bow and the varmint rifle. Will let you get just about anything in the game pristine. Because the way the hunting works is it's kind of based on the type of ammunition you're using. Like varmint rifles are good for rabbits. Bow shots are good for bigger game. Small game arrows are good for little old squirrels and whatnot.
So Jeff, what does your backlog look like right now in terms of games that you want to play and get to eventually?
Oh boy, it's horrendous. Right now, the most immediate is getting back to Ghosts of Tsushima. Because I feel like that's the kind of the most relevant still.
Yeah, that's still like the hot button game people are playing.
Yeah.
I hear a bear.
We don't hear that, so it's probably fine, Hanson. Or Leo, sorry.
Oh, wow. Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's totally chasing this dude down. I really want to go study it while it tears this man apart. Wow, that thing's booking it.
Oh, you can see the trail. Is that you took a potion?
No, you can do that anytime with Eagle Eye. Let me zoom in. Study that bear by holding Q. We studied it, baby. We got that Naturalist XP. That's great, because that is a cool component of the nature in this game that was awesome in single player and completely absent from multiplayer, is studying animals and filling out that compendium.
What do you think he's writing down in his notes? Bear, big, comma, furry.
Yelling a lot.
Like dog, but big?
Let's see. I gotta get its throat. You coming for me, bud? It seems very chill with what I'm doing.
Oh.
Wow, I'm a good hunter.
I hope you're using the sedative arrows.
I didn't even think about that. I wonder, because the varmint rifle is beyond useless for anything except, yeah, certainly against a bear. For humans, it's used to be the most powerful weapon in the game. Funnily enough, because it scoped in so quickly, and one headshot would kill anybody. But
oh, that's fast. Do you skip all the animations in?
No, they normally still happen unless they're on a hill like that or in some place where they're glitched out so they wouldn't look good. So you can kind of game that to skip some animations if you want to, but
you figured out skinning glitch. It's skinning skip, I mean.
Exactly.
Life hack.
And I'm perpetually surprised they don't make that an upgrade for any of the roles, like Naturalism or Trader, faster skinning animations.
No animation, yeah.
I think that would make sense. I've got my sedative arrows out now.
Okay, so Jiffum, you have to go to Tsushima, and then what happens when you beat that?
There will probably be something else new to play.
Anything you've
damn.
Specifically?
Not really. Maybe then it will be Red Dead time. But I also still have
Don't even pretend.
Doom Eternal to go back to. I'm sure there's just an endless list of games that I'm not remembering right now. I can only think about one game at a time.
Okay, so you'll make the decision about what else to play when you're done with Ghosts, basically.
Yeah,
it's like the Tetris thing. You have the current thing, and then maybe one backup piece, but you're not looking.
I can see one other game. Yeah.
Okay.
And I can put it on hold, and it will be there.
Okay. So, and Red Dead's maybe in that periphery of like, maybe it'll be one of the next pieces that comes up, but I can't see that far ahead.
Red Dead is an eyepiece, so it's gonna be a Tetris someday, but you gotta wait till everything else is all lined up.
Yeah.
It's gotta be just right. Oh, shh, guys. I see a beautiful, pristine white-tailed deer. I pegged one once with the sedative.
You got one.
I think it was the poor one. You got the star rating in the lower right there. See how worthwhile each enemy is in terms of financial value.
Did they tell you what determines their value? It's just like,
you can see sometimes the 1-stars will have broken antlers or have dirty fur. I think it's stuff like that. Ooh, I'm gonna track this chipmunk. It feels great to be updating my field guide again. It's been too long.
What were you updating it with before?
Oh, just in single player.
Oh, so this is like they basically brought this feature from the single player game to the.
It's really similar so far, except it's kind of a bit more divided by regions. Which is cool for learning where things are located, because it's always helpful when you're doing your dailies to know, it's like hunt a chipmunk, you're like, where in the world is a chipmunk? And as you learn that, the dailies become easier. Speaking of dailies, I'm so glad you asked, Serial. They changed this menu. There are more dailies now, and they changed them up. And there are some fun ones. I have one today for taking a self-portrait, so I'll have to head into town and do that at some point. This dude will not get off his horse, and he keeps scaring all of the game away.
I'm hunting! Gotta shoot the thing!
Animals!
Bear's furry!
Maybe I should take that secret pheromone juice. That'll make them not fear me anymore. It's not here. Check my satchel. I've been getting used to the mouse and keyboard controls, and God, there are a lot of them.
Yeah, especially since I think a lot of Red Dead stuff was kind of contextual, where it's like, oh, if you're in this menu, and then going into this menu, that this is what X does. Versus, I think here, I think they're probably more comfortable just saying, oh, that's just assigned to a different key altogether.
Exactly. Yeah, they could keep it to this family of keys, but instead, when you pull out your binoculars, it is open bracket and close bracket to zoom in and out.
Yeah,
My favorite.
Just using the D-pad. Yeah.
Yeah.
The key bindings for this game must be enormous.
It's a big page. Sneaking up on a pristine deer.
All right. You do have your shoddy.
I'm laying it full of sedative bullets.
Just pumping it full of sedative.
Chipmunk tracks.
Oh, yeah. Now you're really booking it.
I'm chasing down my kill, or whatever you call it. Sleeping kill.
My sleep.
My sloop. Yeah, that thing did not leave tracks. That's weird. One of the upgrades I'm looking forward to is being able to follow tracks for longer.
Do you think at some point down this quest line they'll just tell you to sedate another player, or just like track man?
Wow.
Most dangerous beast.
Once you've maxed it out, there's nothing else for you to do. But
you're just taking photos and studying another player.
That would be pretty good.
okay. Blah! Okay, I got the chipmunk with a sedative varmint rifle shot and immediately killed it. So, must not be for these little guys. Well, I used painted black. It was kind of cheating. But it's funny because if you don't have free aim on, which is obviously only relevant for controller and not mouse and keyboard, you still have to go to the controller settings and turn free aim on to get the XP bonus. Even though you're doing it on mouse and keyboard, it's weird, but make sure to do it because you get like double XP for every kill. Free little tip for you. I fell off this game for months and months and months. There was a point where I had a 150-day daily streak going.
Yeah.
Which is the most I've had in any game for sure.
And what'd you get for it?
A lot of gold.
Nice.
That's the main thing to do dailies for, is as you get your streak up, you get multipliers on the gold you're getting, which is the paid currency, I should say. So it's not that hard to earn, you just have to commit to doing it. But once I broke that streak, it was like, oh, the sense of relief.
Yeah, you weren't guilty about it, like, oh man, like, were you dreading it at all, where you were like, oh, if I do this thing, I'm just gonna miss out on that's gonna be it for my streak?
No.
No.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was like, it was doing it out of obligation at a certain point, so it was nice to take the break, but there's some pretty compelling reasons for me to get back into doing my dailies. Oh, I keep hitting rocks! Okay, I just need to absolutely unload.
Go to sleep!
Okay, I think I saw a little wound marker. Hopefully that means sleep wound. Not wound. Although, another feature from single player people have wanted multiplayer forever, which is mercy kill a dying animal, is now available late in the naturism role. Take sample.
There you go.
Let me get in that goop. Okay. 1 of 14
now
samples.
Wake it up.
I need a reviver.
You should just carry around a bucket of water with you.
Like,
I really should.
Can you pick it up?
No, if I killed it, I could pick it up.
Is any part of the tree?
Is there a revive option?
There is, but I need a special tonic called an Animal Reviver, which I can buy or buy the pamphlet for and craft.
Fair
You
enough.
just carry it. Carry a live animal on your horse.
No. I wonder if I can lasso it. There you are.
Is any part of the naturalist tree let you just like tame animals and keep them as pets?
God, that'd be cool. People always wanted a dog to follow you around, but they only just hang out at your camp. I would love a familiar like that. Thanks, Royal Cactopy, for the big sub. So I can lasso this poor thing, but...
Which Joshua Boss says, take note, too much sedative, dead. I don't know if he's just saying that's like just a general thing that we should be aware of, or if that's in the game. If you shoot them with too much sedative, they die anyway.
They don't seem dead. Wait, actually, let's find out. That's dead, right? No, it's not. I can still revive it. I wonder if it's impossible to kill a big animal. I'm gonna take it at this point that it is impossible to kill a big animal with sedative.
Still sleeping.
I'll come
You're
back for
okay.
you. I do need to go buy Reviver, but I'm gonna come right back for you.
Just be here sleeping. Faithful of sedative blood, not at all threatening.
You're okay. I guess it just wakes up by itself.
Did you just get up?
Yeah.
Wow.
Huh. I wonder why you buy Animal Reviver then. I guess you get good honor for using it, but honor really does not matter in this game still. From what I can tell. Wow. Well, I think most of what else I can show off that's new from the update or new from Naturalism will be hours into upgrading it.
Hey, we still have to take that self-portrait at some point.
Oh, I'm dying to take that self-portrait. I go to Saint Denis and do that. I also want to talk to the rival.
See what he has to say. Let's get the other side of this.
Yes, exactly.
Now, I don't want to kill the animals, but what do you have to say in favor of killing and slaughtering all the animals?
Yay or
Make
nay?
your case.
It's interesting that they have Harriet and Gus each at 15 different places on the map. That is something they haven't done before. Like when they have a role relevant person you need to talk to, they're at one place that shifts every day. But now it's pretty unabashed of like you can visit this person throughout the map, which is just the way you have to do it, I think. If you're making a video game, I think that's the way you got to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go visit Gus, the evil hunter, on our way to Blackwater to take that sweet self-portrait that got us into the Old West in the first place.
Can you shoot him with sedatives?
Gus? Yeah, let's try that. That's a good idea. Anybody got any questions about Red Dead Online in the chat? Anybody curious but scared to dip their toes in? This game's on Steam now, finally. After the Rockstar Games Launcher exclusivity. So that's cool.
I wonder how that did for them. If they're like, oh, we put out a shitty just to put this on Steam in the first place, or if they're like, no, we like the tons of money that Epic gave us to be on their store. Now, I'm sure there's some number of people who bought it on the Epic store who were like, I guess I'll just buy it on Steam just so it's in my library.
Yeah. I used to be one of those people in my weaker moments. You know? Now I really don't let myself buy a game twice, unless it's the game I played most of my life, which is probably Red Dead 2. Then I think it's fair.
I had the other two Witcher games on my Steam, and then I think I got Witcher 3 with my graphics card, so it was on GOG. And then at some point, the Witcher was like $12 for everything, so I just ended up double dipping, and I haven't even touched the Steam version yet. It's just there. It's just there so that there are 3 entries in my life. No, well, I guess technically now there's 4, because I have the Thronebreaker, the Witcher Tales, but now there's just 4 entries in my library back to back that say The Witcher, and it feels nice every time I look at those entries.
It must be comforting.
Yeah.
Shazir asked if there's still a ton of exploding skeletons hackers dropping in. No, I think the hackers have taken the day off to show Rockstar how grateful we are. but there have been some hacking problems in this game on PC. It's been storming like every single day I've played for the past few weeks.
They're manipulating the weather.
Their power
Commander,
is
cool.
terrifying.
I mean, at some point, they
Commander
may as well
Cool
be
asks-
witches, right?
Dang it, Serial.
Sorry.
Commander Cool asks, are there still any features in single player that would make a good transition to online, Leo?
Huh, I mean, already I thought the personal camp was my most requested feature, and I never expected them to actually add it.
Then, let's get you kitted out.
But that's with this update, so gosh. I mean, sleeping at that camp I would love. I think they could do it where you sleep at a camp and wake up in a different server where it's light out or whatever, where it's 8 hours later. That's how I'd like to see them implement that.
Can you play poker with other people?
Yes,
All right, let's have a look.
you can do private poker matches or public poker matches.
There you go. Can you shoot everyone after you lose a bad hand?
It doesn't always like bring the same people out into your open world lobby,
Uh,
unless you all leave at the same time. So this is interesting. I can sell my meat to this man. This trapper.
he's a meat man.
He's a meat man. This looks so much like the trapper from single player, and it's in at least some of the same locations. I don't know about all of them, but there is a butcher shortage in this game still. So the fact that they've added more places to sell meat, honestly, very exciting and something I didn't think about. But they need to put one right about here. Rockstar, right about here would be great.
Smell that mountain air.
And
Is
they
it
need to
any
put
wonder my
one
appetite is so healthy when I'm out this way.
right about here. Maybe down here. So, Rockstar, if you could do that, that'd be great.
I'm sure they're listening.
They sometimes they weirdly are. Sometimes they'll reach out and be like, "We heard what you said." So here's some of that sweet exclusive new legendary animal clothing. That was another thing that wasn't single player that is now in multiplayer. So that seems like a big part of this update is just bringing over some of the cool stuff that people have wanted forever. Cool trinkets.
Okay, I need you back on the hunt. There have been some sightings of an
Man,
animal.
$800 seems like a lot considering how much
Hopefully you can
money you
get
have
to
on you
it
now.
before our
It is a lot.
competitors do.
Can take you a good couple play sessions to earn that.
Yeah. Are daily bounties the best way to just get a bunch of gold?
The best money right now is Trader and Moonshiner. If you can get those close to each other, that's probably the best money you can make, because those are both like letting product accrue and then selling it in big amounts all at once. And those payouts are bigger than anything you'll ever get anywhere else. Like $600 for a full Trader load, which is like 4 hours of waiting, I think.
Oh, man. And does it have to be in-game time, or can you like set everything, log off for 4 hours, and then come back and it's ready?
It has to be in-game.
Oh.
But while you're doing other stuff, and every once in a while you have to like hunt and bring that stuff there. Maybe if you're really optimizing it and really good at doing bounties, maybe you'd get more money in 4 hours than you would doing Trader, because you still have to be active in hunting and doing like resupply missions. But it seems a little more balanced. Like when I've been playing, I was really surprised how much money I got from some pretty easy bounties. The thing is though, stranger missions, which used to be this game's bread and butter before they added all the roles, stranger missions being like the side missions in the regular game, the game proper, those pay nothing now. Like those, there's no reason to do them if you're, this is calculated, by the way. Taking a little shortcut here. There's no reason to do stranger missions. I would love to see them implement like rep. That's what they call it in gaming, right? Reputation with strangers, where you get more money the more missions you do for them.
Yeah, there's a big rep grind in Destiny right now where you're trying to do all these activities for this, basically what is a machine that you just throw currency from doing quests into. So it's an MMO now. Reputation is, I think, the foundational thing of MMOs. You're just like all these quest givers that you're like rank 30 with or whatever.
And I want them to ruin this game with that.
Yeah. Because when it's not in, you're like, you complain about like, oh, it doesn't have this thing that other games have, and then as soon as it's in, it's like, oh, right, This is a new type of grind that I remember from those other games.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting questions in the chat about this game coming to next gen. Oopsie. I would be curious to see when that happens. GTA Online obviously is way more successful than this. Matt Parsa.
The PS5 game that's
yeah, the
coming out?
PS5 exclusive, I believe, if I'm interpreting that right. Matt Parsa asked why I think this game didn't catch on like GTA did. And yeah, that's tough. I mean, I think it's a little more of a adult's game, let's say. A little more about immersion, a little slower paced. Stuff that I think makes a more interesting game, but not necessarily the most, like, keep you hooked game. And I say that while being hooked at this game for 150 days straight, so maybe I'm wrong.
I also I think just the fantasy of like, oh, I can own like 40 cars and like have a helicopter is maybe more universal than like, I want to have a really nice horse.
Yeah, I want to have one really nice horse.
Yeah.
I'm really attached to. Yeah, I agree with that. The Wild West thing is a bit more specific, but you know, it did smash sales records when it came out. Staffa64 says it didn't catch on because Jeffem didn't finish.
That's true. I ruined it.
Although I remember when it came out, Jeffem, you specifically said the first week it came out that like, I wish the game had sedative bullets, and I think you were like, I think I'll hold off until they update it.
Yeah, and finally they listened. So you're welcome, everybody.
Yeah, and you also said I can't imagine anyone being mad that I wouldn't have finished it by let's say 2020. But if they haven't, once they add sedative bullets that year, I think I'll get back in.
Yeah.
Hello. Come on in.
I definitely said all those things. Matt Parsa asks, what is the most requested thing from the community that still isn't in the game?
What was that?
I don't know. I would say, that was really weird, by the way. But I think a lot of people are still having problems with like animal spawns.
Let's begin then.
And
a very popular one. This.
Like camp spawning, bugs like that. But that stuff has been working great for me today so far. So I wonder if that's been addressed. But I think the thing people want most is probably train robberies. Like, that was a cool thing from single player, and all the trains are empty in online still. They're very cool, and they run, and you can steal them and stop them or whatever, but...
And those would be like the equivalent of heists in GTA Online?
Right. Let's see these low-texture backgrounds. Try to figure out what they are.
It's like I'm really here.
This game normally runs great on my PC, but I'm having some problems today.
This one suits you naturally.
Let's pick a new expression. Sad. Slightly sad. Real sad.
Wild Samurai's calling out for a line dancing expansion.
See, that would be great.
That'd be pretty good.
Okay, I like this background. It's very... It could either be, you know, some sort of barn or like an explosion. And that's cool because you get to be super casual, like next to an explosion.
Yeah.
Pretty cool cowboy thing to do.
I love that cool impressionist painting you have for the background, Mr. Photographer. That's great.
Have you ever heard of pixel art? Do a lot of that. We'll find out what a pixel is soon.
I'm inventing something called 1-bit technology.
Call them bits because they're a little bit hard to see.
It's like these Naturalist dailies. Don't kill an animal for 12 game hours. I love that.
If you could just hold off on your impulse.
They're trying to train players to be less violent.
What is it? Intermittent fasting, but with killing stuff? I don't know if I can do that.
Here's one of the poker games you can join. I'm gonna look in the catalog because I just remembered one of the things they mentioned about fan requested features or whatever was musical instruments, which you could play at the Moonshine Bar, but that's about it. So I wonder if you can get them elsewhere now, or if they just added more to the Moonshine Bar.
I really like this shop interface.
Yeah, me too.
Like flipping through different sections of the book, I think, was a super cool touch.
Yeah, I agree. I would think that playing an instrument would be an emote. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Although it'd be kind of cool if they had like a separate thing like The Last of Us 2 had for the guitar.
Yeah,
Like,
do you think Rockstar saw that and was like, "Son of a, we gotta do that"?
Yeah.
Like, you guys are gonna have to work 40 additional weekends if you want these instruments in here. And we do.
And we've decided you do.
It's for the good of mankind. This is bigger than all of us playing the tambourine in Red Dead Online. Say what you will about Fallout 76. Great instrument implementation. Very fun to sit down and jam out. Yeah. You could craft instruments at your base and sit down and play banjo or whatever. Don't act like you don't know everything about Fallout 76.
That's true. That's where all my gameplay time has been going.
Pretending to be a hater.
Yeah. I'm gonna head out to the
Perk says, "This is unrelated to the game, but I want Jeff to know that my mask of his face finally came in. So after 30 years, I can finally have a beard that doesn't suck." I'm glad you have given that to you, and also slightly terrified.
I want to study some fish. See if there's fish studying in the game, or if Rockstar doesn't care. I'm RPing as a fish guy.
Staffa64 says, "Sea of Thieves is a very fun game for instruments," and that is true.
True, yeah, it syncs up
That
the
was one of
song.
the things we enjoyed about that.
Yeah,
when we were forced to play with Kyle.
See you fishies? I bet I have to catch one.
I gotta be more careful.
But I have to catch one and hold it up and study it.
Write down wet, floppy.
Now
yeah, baby.
less floppy.
I'm gonna catch it from here. Yeah.
You put
Much of
some
an overlap
cheese on
do you
there?
think in the modern fishing community? How much overlap do you think there is with podcasts? Like how many habitual fishermen listen to podcasts while they're fishing? So I feel like that's what I would do if I fished.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
They might like the introspection though.
Activity.
That's true. I feel like that's what you do if you're gonna go out and fish. You're gonna try to do it as quietly as possible. But I think if I fished, I think the only way I could fish were if I were listening to
Boombox with Joe Rogan Experience.
Exactly, talking about how video games are a waste of time.
Yeah, fishing is where it's at. There's a time in this game where fishing was the best thing you could do with your time for money-wise. Those days are long gone. I think, while I introspectively cast my rod.
I used to be able to easily exploit this. Times have changed.
I used to be the king of this here town. Selling 30 fish a day. Still getting acclimated to mouse and keyboard. I don't know what's going on with this reel in. It seems way too slow.
Do you have to mash it?
Mashing doesn't help.
No.
As much as you or I would think it should. This is my last cast, by the way. This is not good entertainment, probably.
Quitter Willow says, "I wish Hansen had made a Finnish MinnMax joke on the podcast last week because it would have fit so well here."
Yeah, he
that is true.
Spoiled that for us.
But now we can't say it.
I'm moving my rod to attract the fish. All the fishing people in our chat will know this maneuver. Like you're playing Beat Saber. All right. I would love a fisherman roll. I guess that's probably my most requested feature is like a fisherman roll where you can unlock boats and stuff. Spawnable boats. Because boats in this game are so well done. Rowing and canoes and stuff, but it's so hard to get them, especially in a place where they're actually useful and help you get somewhere faster.
There's no consistent way to like you have cars in GTA and you have a garage. There's no equivalent for boats.
No, and that's exactly what I would want.
Yeah. And when
Whistle for my boat.
One of your last tasks is to fish a human being out of there.
Damn.
To figure out the appropriate lure.
And then you unlock the detective role.
Okay, well I fished him out. Now how did he die?
That's right.
I bet he died from drowning.
Yes, you can swim in this game, Squiddo Willow. It drains stamina real fast, and then you do drown. So the play is to drink tonics while you're swimming. Just chug stamina tonics. Yeah, I would love to be able to get on a boat and go out and fish, because you can't fish from boats in online. That's another thing that would be cool from single player. Standing in a boat and fishing out of it. I always wonder if the reason they don't add things like that is because there's some hidden physics reason we don't understand, where it's like you shoot somebody standing in a boat and they flip into the sky 30 miles.
That sounds like a feature, not a bug.
Yeah, that's the thing. It would be cool. I wonder if I study horses. You can't really find a horse and tame it and ride it in online.
Yeah,
either.
where could you possibly find a horse to study right now?
What are you? What is this damn thing under me? You can get some enhanced binoculars through the collector role. I wonder if that would be helpful for being a naturalist. Some synergy there.
Yeah.
Do you
see much of that outside of
birds?
There is a lot of synergy, I would say. Like doing a bounty hunt, like bounty hunting up to a certain level will get you better eagle eye and eagle eye while running, which is useful for absolutely anything. It's like one of the most broadly useful abilities there is. I can't study this quail for some reason. I'll have to blast it. Quail, great money.
Blasted.
Keep it perfect with a small game arrow. Sell like 10 of them out of your pockets at once. That's Leo's tip of the day. The only one he'll be getting from me.
If you'd like additional tips, you'll have to up your Patreon.
That's right. Subscribe to our text messaging service.
That's right.
Where I text you a tip about a game you don't play every day. I want to sedate some more of God's creatures.
50 minutes into the stream, Sa Miami is asking, where's Hanson? The first question.
Wow.
But
I wish we knew.
Yeah. This is a coup.
There's been a murder.
Is that a manta ray?
Maybe they're just sleeping together.
Manta ray. That'd be a heck of a discovery.
Just ignoring the body completely. Oh, I'm just here for the bird. I'm not going to investigate this any further.
Yep. As you were.
It's going to take my feathers and go.
Wild Samurai asks, what are your thoughts on Gabe Newell preferring Series X over PS5? Twitter is losing its mind.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's
That's
so
huge.
weird because, like, for one, Gabe Newell's stuck in New Zealand currently, so I don't know how up to date he is on current happenings, you know? But also it just feels like, I wonder if that's just like a weird relationship thing, where it's just like, I didn't like the self-processor, maybe he doesn't have a great relationship with Sony, so he's like, yeah, I like the Xbox better because it's a stronger console, maybe it's easier to develop for. But I don't think he's like using the same logic that we are to examine which one people should get. It's not like he's like,
which is exclusives.
I prefer Halo Infinite, the Horizon Forbidden West. I think Xbox has a better. I don't think he's looking at it from that perspective.
Yeah, I mean Xbox must be pretty close to PC, or at least closer in terms of development.
Yeah, it definitely seems like because they're adapting more of a PC-like structure, where it's just like you have different tiered, pre-made machines, like a little bit more than Sony. But I'm curious to see how that ends up happening. Because I think one of the biggest mysteries for me this next gen is how people are going to optimize for different load speeds. I guess someone would have to tell me like how comparable they are, because Sony's talking up like, oh, we have like an NVMe drive in our thing, and that's going to make the games fundamentally different from anything you've seen before. But I'm curious to see how third-party developers use that stuff, or if the Xbox just like, yeah, we can do that too. We would just rather sell you on Game Pass at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that working? Are people getting hyped about Game Pass?
I think it's less, well, because it's, it's not like it's a next gen thing, but I think people are just like, yeah, I guess I'll just get Game Pass once there's a game on there I want to play, and I may as well just get it.
Just for a month,
it's sort
even?
of like being excited about having a Netflix subscription. You're not like, oh yeah, I can't wait to pay another $12 for more Netflix. But I think it's just a matter of like, people get really excited when there's a game they like on Game Pass.
Yeah.
And stuff like, oh, Halo Infinite's going to be on Game Pass. Like that's when people get excited about having that service.
Their recent press conference was effective in that regard, when you're just watching everything and it's like, oh yeah, you could just play all of this stuff if it even looks mildly interesting if you have a subscription.
I also feel like my hottest take is they're just putting out a new console, so you have another way to play modern games on. But I think if it seems like maybe in the next 5 years, Microsoft will pivot to just like not making the console like that much of a focus for them. And would feel like they would go like between Game Pass and XCloud. I think at some point they might just be looking for like you can just play it on your PC or your phone. Like that's where our infrastructure is. And if you have a PC, that'll be compatible. And I guess there's also a console if you just want to buy a pre-built machine, but we're not going to advertise it as much.
Yeah, I mean that seems smart. That's kind of what I want from them. I'm trying to lure out a big old predator so I can shoot it and take its blood. Sometimes there's a cougar around here. Yeah.
Wild Samurai says he's playing Halo 5 now and the campaign sucks, but he doesn't actually hate the multiplayer changes. I didn't play too much of Halo 5's multiplayer, but
yeah, I feel like the community, like the multiplayer community, has been kind of like, this is I like this, and people have been playing it. It's a little bit of a niche, but I remember back when I was at Game Informer, I was covering like kind of weekend events, and I saw some like, we were having a big like Halo 3 revival, so it feels weird even on that front for people to be like, nah, we like the old ones better. We're just gonna make a whole tournament for this thing instead of the new one.
Like Smash Bros.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of like the division there of people who are like, well, I kind of do like some of the upgrades they made in Halo 5, but everyone's like, I remember playing Halo 3 for 1 billion hours, so that's the one I'm gonna play. Any predators out there?
Predators! Predator bait doesn't spawn predators, unfortunately. It just summons them if they're nearby. So herbivore bait is a lot more useful, but I don't have that. I have much less powered up on PC. I have regular herbivore bait, but that doesn't do much. It's all about that potent stuff. But it's cool having those tools. There's one time where a daily for everybody was kill a grizzly bear, And I was like, okay, I'll craft bait for everybody, and then we'll go like walk through the forest and drop down bait and just go on this like hunting expedition together to each get a grizzly bear. And that's like, this kind of stuff I want more of. And that's what this update seems to be. I mean, like, it seems perfect for playing by yourself, just walking around and studying animals. I find that to be such a peaceful, nice activity.
Yeah, it's a weird kind of cool thing to do in like a big budget video game like this. It's just, I'm just gonna spend hours looking at animals.
Right. It's like there's a couple companies in the world who can make a world this beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's like gamifying appreciating it more in a weird way.
Right, exactly. It's like if you're gonna have this, if you're gonna spend this much money on an open world, you may as well have features in there that make people take it in.
Yeah.
They should add like a painter role where you just look at the landscape for 2 hours and as everything slowly fills in.
That is such a good idea. I would love that. I'm gonna study this silver fox and we'll call it a stream from there.
Donnie Dandigo says, wait, is this just Pokemon? It's just this Old West Pokemon Snap.
Oh my god. Yes. Yes, it is.
Basically, it is.
You also can get an advanced camera as part of the Naturalism update.
You take your photos to someone and have them evaluate it. That's a really nice photo of a fox.
Oh, got it. I don't know. I hope there's something like photo evaluative like that. That would be amazing. Go all in. Or maybe that should be player driven. You should be in the photo takers guild.
People are like, this is the best photo of the week.
Yeah. All hail.
I think I saw it to your left.
Yeah. Making sure nobody's going to sneak up on me while I'm taking its precious blood. It's always low quality. I wonder if that matters or not. But whenever you have to take multiple shots to kill an animal, it seems to make it low quality. But same blood no matter what.
Yeah, that is weird.
Blood is blood.
Blood is blood. Oh, it's whimpering. You're doing great, pal.
My blood.
Give me back my blood. You're doing great.
Here's a sugar cookie.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. What a fun GOTY hunt this has been. Stay tuned. We've got the MinnMax show, obviously, this Thursday. And also, my first MinnMax video essay will be coming up this Friday. We have it planned for. So stay tuned for that. Do you guys have any... I know Hanson always asks you this, and you always have really good answers because it's a good, smart question. Do you have any final words for our viewers?
What's the
Add that painting roll, Rockstar.
What is the opposite of yeehaw?
Then I will come back and play it.
Wahoo.
Wahoo. We say yeehaw at the start of the stream and wahoo at the end.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. Bye. Wahoo.
You want to get your name or Twitch or YouTube channel in the description of everything we release? Record a podcast with us, put a picture of your choice on MinnMax's TV, or a whole lot more? You can check out the benefits for supporting us on Patreon. If you support MinnMax at any tier on Patreon, you can submit questions or comments for us to read on the air, and you'll also get access to the wonderful MinnMax Discord. We need your help to keep this whole indie trainer rolling, so we'd appreciate it if you checked us out.